Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read this daily reading context clues. So I want you to read it aloud to me, and then we'll work on answering the questions together, okay?
Okay. Once the plane took off, authorities expediently worked to make sure that other planes were following from a safe distance. On the plane, Cooper told the flight attendant to go to the cabin with the rest of the crew and shut the door. As she was following his instructions, she saw him tying something to his waist. After they had been flying for a while, a warning sounded which indicated that the staircase had been deployed, and shortly after there was evidence that the plane door had been opened, which when the plane landed, the authorities quickly surrounded and swarmed the plane. Their search for the hijacker turned up empty.
Okay, so what do we read about?
Cooper hijacking a plane.
Cooper hijacking a plane. Okay, so let's go through our first question. So the first question says, what does expediently mean? Where did we read expediently in the passage?
The first sentence.
What do you think it means?
Quickly.
Quickly. Good job. So let's mark C for that one. All right, number 2. What does indicated mean? Let's go back to our passage and let's find that word indicated. Where do we see that at? Perfect.
Okay. Showed.
Good job. Okay, number 3. Underline the clues that help you determine the answers to 1 and 2. So how did you determine the answers to 1 and 2?
By reading how they worked.
Okay. Perfect. All right, last one, number 4. What inference can be drawn from today's passage? The hijacker hid on the plane, the hijacker did not have a plane, or the hijacker jumped out of the plane?
C.
C. Good job. How'd you know that?
Because they were searching for them and it turned up empty.
Okay. All right. Good job. All right, let's move on. So I'm gonna read this passage to you before we do it together, and it's called "The Boy Who Wanted the Moon." It's an African folktale. Okay, so it's true. Well, kind of true. Once upon a time, a powerful king in Africa had a son. He celebrated having an heir for his kingdom by giving the boy anything that the child wanted. He even made the prince king of the children. "Everything that you can see belongs to us," said the king, showing his son the land from a high mountain. "I own everything I can see," the prince told the other children. "Do you even own the moon?" said a girl. "You can't own the moon." The prince was adamant. "I own everything I can see. My father, the king, told me it is so." "You really think your father can give you the moon? That's ridiculous." The same girl argued. All the children laughed. He ran weeping to his father and told him, "Give me the moon, now, or did you lie to me?" "I did not lie to you, son, but I admit I was thinking about the land, not the sky." The king said. The spoiled prince refused to eat until his father gave him the moon. Like a full moon, he began to get thinner as every day passed. "My son will die because he is so stubborn," the king told his subjects. "I must get him the moon. We shall build a tower up to the moon, and I will get it down for him." Even a foolish king had absolute power, and the people of the country began to cut down trees and build a tower. Higher and higher the prince's tower to the moon rose. The prince climbed up the tower with his father, but he still couldn't touch the moon. He could see the whole continent of Africa. "Look at all the land we can see," said the prince. "Look how much we own now." "Isn't that enough, son?" the king asked. It was a long, long way down from the tower. People looked as small as ants below them. I want the moon, said the prince. You said I owned everything I can see, and I can see the moon. The king sighed and ordered the tower to be built even higher. At last, the tower was so high that the king could touch the bright white moon. But as he tried to wrestle it from the sky, he bumped into it and made the big craters that mar its face. You cannot have the moon, boomed a voice from the sky. Foolish, foolish king. The king fell back to earth and was caught in a high tree. At that moment, the king, the prince, and all of the subjects began to grow brown fur all over their bodies. They sprouted long tails, and they became the animals now called monkeys. They no longer owned anything, and they lived high in the trees. They could never reach the moon again. In frustration, they chatter in the branches, wishing they were human. The tower the king built rotted into nothing but mulch. When the moon is full, you can still see the black spots on its face where the king bumped into it long, long ago. Okay, so let's look at this first question on our reading comprehension page. It says how does telling the prince everything that you can see belongs to us cause a problem?
The boy thinks that he gets like everything that he can see.
Yeah, so do you think that he should be able to have the moon? Do you think that's what was meant when he said that? No, I don't either. Okay. We're going to